My name is Harrison Stanford. I'm the best man, but I'm also one of Eli's best friends. So Eli and I have known each other for 15 years, which is a really long time. To put that into perspective, this is at a time where we were wearing t-shirts down to our knees. And look at us now. Eli's looking dapper up there with his beautiful bride. So when Eli asked me to be his best man, I was incredibly honored. But at the same time, I was caught off guard. And it wasn't until we went whitewater rafting for his bachelor party that I knew why he picked me. So we were out in the river, and within 15 minutes, we smashed into a rock. Everybody flew out of the raft. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, including the instructor whose life was in our hands, or he had our lives in his hands. So after a few minutes of almost drowning and struggling, I was able to get back on the raft, and that's when I saw Eli out in the raging river. And it was like out of an action movie. I was like, E, I got you, I got you. And with all the adrenaline pumping, I was able to get him back onto the raft. Now, if this is where the story stopped, you'd be like, okay, so Eli picked you because you're the tallest groomsman and you have long arms? But there's more to it. So a few hours later, I was actually the one in trouble. So I flew off the raft, I was between a rock wall, and as the raft was about to smash me into this rock wall, in the corner of my eye, I see Eli jump into action. So he pushes the rock away from the raft and he shields my back for it not to get injured. And this story is not a one-off, but more emblematic of our friendship. We have always had each other's backs, no matter what, figuratively and most recently, literally. And he's the one friend I can depend on no matter what. We talk about everything. We talk about finances, we talk about personal relationships, we talk about all type of drama and everything in between, and good stuff too. Without a fear of saying that, hey, I can't tell him the full story because he'll judge me. He's not that type of person. And he can do the same thing for me. This is why I think I'm up here, and not because I have long arms, hopefully. I haven't confirmed that yet. But this friendship really developed after graduating college, and we moved in together. So when we moved in, I got to know the real Eli and developed such a profound respect for him. He was pursuing his writing, or he's a writer pursuing his directing career, and I've never seen someone work so hard. He was tenacious, passionate about what he was doing. He would set up writing workshops to hone his craft, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. But don't get me wrong, Eli would put me to work. He would often ask me to proofread his scripts, and I'm glad you did, because I got to understand how talented of a writer you are. So with that said, as talented of a writer as Eli was, I couldn't understand one thing. I couldn't understand why he couldn't write a text message. Let me explain. So this is when Eli was single and he was dating. He would often ask me to proofread his text messages before sending them to girls. And I'm gonna be honest, they were pretty bad. No offense, E, no offense. But obviously it wasn't because he couldn't write. He was skilled, he was talented, but he wasn't inspired. But that all changed when he met Ayana. When Eli met Ayana, he called me. This was during the pandemic, and he was telling me how he was planning their first date. He was going all out. He was getting flowers, a picnic blanket, wine, all this stuff. And I was like, comparing it to the Eli I knew, I was like, damn, he's good. But the biggest thing is, he didn't ask me what he should do. He didn't try to get any type of ideas. He knew what he wanted because Ayana had inspired him. It was different. The more I got to know about Ayana, the more there was to love about her. And Eli's the type of person that he doesn't give empty compliments. When he says something, you can take it to the grave. And I'm gonna give an example. The first time I met Ayana, it was during Friendsgiving, and Eli gave me a little warning, a good warning. He said, hey, by the way, Ayana could throw down in the kitchen. And remember, I used to live with Eli, and he was very serious about cooking. So serious about cooking that he saw me cooking in the kitchen one day and just casually walked in and was like, huh, this kind of looks like dog food. That's a true story. But the point is, if it comes out of Eli's mouth, it's the real deal. And Ayana, you're the real deal. You can cook. And your mac and cheese is out of this world. If you haven't had Ayana's mac and cheese, get in line. Yeah, right? It's good. But what's truly out of this world is how you two elevate each other. Yes, as individuals, you're driven, ambitious, people of substance. But together, you're gonna achieve your wildest dreams. Of that, I have no doubt. I'm just very fortunate to have a front row seat to see your greatness and Black excellence. Now, if you can all join me in a loud toast to Ayana and Eli Mayel. Let's get it, baby.